Hello, HAA. We're gonna wait for a couple seconds for a few more people to jump on. All right, my name is Kayla Newcomb. Welcome to the HAA Management Orientation. Usually Amanda is joining us, but she is on a much deserved vacation today. I'm the Membership and Marketing Manager here at the Houston Apartment Association. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate your time. We know that y'all are so busy, but we have some really good information for you today. You're finally having in-person meetings, so we hope to see you at an HAA event very soon. I'm going to go over a few housekeeping items before we get started. This session is being recorded and will be available on our HAA YouTube channel, HAA TV, later this week. Attendees are muted and cameras are off during the webinar presentation. So you can see us, but we cannot see you. Feel free to ask questions along the way using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, but we will have a Q&A session at the end and answer all of those questions. Feel free to use the chat feature at any time if you'd like to make a comment. We'd like to give a special shout out to our sponsor for today, Texas Southwest Floors. They sponsor a ton of HAA events, and we cannot thank them enough for being here. We have two very special presenters today, Kathy O'Connell-Clem and John Ridgway. Kathy is a multifamily real estate specialist and a Texas real estate broker with a Master's of Arts in Organizational Management, and Development and a certification in evidence-based coaching. Over her 40-year professional career, she has managed operations of apartment communities in more than 16 markets throughout the U.S. with portfolios above 16,000 apartment homes for private, fee-managed, and public companies. Kathy is a personal and professional development coach and owner of HAA Resources Coaching and Consulting. In addition, Kathy works with AAA Apartment Staffing, a nationwide staffing company owned by her mother and sister, Elizabeth and Ann O'Connell. As a 40-year volunteer for HAA, she has chaired many committees and has been on the board of directors since 1992, serving as HAA's president in 2003. And she served 2 years on the executive committee for TAA. Kathy currently chairs the Past President's Council. Members of that group are facilitating our quarterly management orientation sessions, which this is what this is today. Kathy has completed her first book, Speak It in Spanish, Workplace Spanish Made Easy for the Multifamily Industry. Speak It in Spanish provides the building blocks for you and your team to learn how to build phrases and sentences to provide and connect with your Spanish-speaking coworkers. This book will be launched on the website speakitinspanish.com at the end of July. At the end of our sessions today, in addition to drawing for prizes, we will be doing a pop quiz. The first person who answers each of the questions correctly will receive a copy of Speak It in Spanish, as well as a Starbucks gift card. Thank you for being here with us, Kathy, today and always.
Thank you.
We also have our very special co-host, John Ridgway. John is the president and CEO of Celtic Realty Advisors, LLC. Celtic is an investment and property management firm established in 2008 that specializes in creating additional value in multifamily projects and providing property management service. Mr. Ridgway has over 35 years of experience in the multifamily property management. He has spent 18 years working for two of the largest property management companies in the nation, Lincoln Property Company and Pinnacle. Since 2008, John has been a key principal in the acquisition, management, and disposition of 9 multifamily properties totaling 1,200 units, and developed and operates a 108-unit boat and RV storage facility. John currently manages 1,782 multifamily units. Excuse me. In 2017, John was awarded the National Apartment Association Property of the Year, the Texas Apartment Association Bob Ross's Independent Rental Owner of the Year, and the Houston Apartment Association Property of the Year. In 2012, John was awarded the Houston Apartment Association Owner Management Executive of the Year. Mr. Ridgway is a past president and director emeritus of the Houston Apartment Association and has held many committee chairmanships and volunteer executive levels at the Texas Apartment Association and the National Apartment Association. Thank you so much for being here, John.
Thank you.
All
Do you want
right.
to just go ahead and get started instead of doing a poll right now, or do you want to do the poll?
That is totally up to you.
Let's go ahead and just get started.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
We've got 17 people on, so take it away, Kathy.
All righty. Well, today, thank you everybody that's attending. And as Kaylin said, after it's over, it will also be on our YouTube channel, the HAA YouTube channel, so that if you have somebody that was supposed to attend but wasn't able to make it, you can give them that link so they can also get the same information that you're getting today. So first of all, let's talk about how you can make HAA your HAA. First of all, we're going to go over what HAA is all about. We're going to review advocacy and legislative efforts that the association is involved in, professional development opportunities, our member programs and resources, the publications that we offer, our website features, networking opportunities, volunteer opportunities, and also supplier partner support. And then as Kaylin said at the end, we'll have a question and answer session also. So let's talk first about the Houston Apartment Association's mission statement. The Houston Apartment Association is the leading advocate, resource, and community partner for quality rental housing providers in Houston and surrounding areas. So I want John to talk a little bit about the history of HAA and what makes us who we are and what we do. John, turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. You know, HAA was founded a little over 60 years ago. And the reason that it was founded is that a group of owners realized that they needed to pool their expertise together and to represent the industry. Shortly after the Houston Apartment Association was found, the Texas Apartment Association was founded, and shortly after that, the National Apartment Association. I'm going to talk in a little bit about some more about the advocacy and the education that they brought up. But as a member of the Houston Apartment Association, it's important to realize that you're going to see there's really three different companies that make up the Houston Apartment Association. And depending on what it is that you're doing or what services or products you get, you might see invoices from various companies. One is the Houston Apartment Foundation, and this is a 501c3, so therefore it's tax exempt, and that's where a lot of the education comes from. Other things that you'll see is the Houston Multi-Housing Corporation. That's the for-profit arm, and that's where you're going to buy goods and services. The lease purchases would fall under this company, the job board, those types of things. And so as you might see bills from different entities, but understand that they are all from the Houston Apartment Association and the various entities that make that up.
Yeah, that's a good point, John. That because people do get confused and they'll call the association asking about why am I getting an invoice from? So that does clarify that. Let's look at how big we are and how we're growing steady. As of this week, the Houston Apartment Association represents over 3,200 properties throughout the greater Houston area, comprised of 663,760 units. We represent 923 management companies and also 744 supplier companies. Now, you know that the last 15 months has been very challenging for every type of business, and especially ours. And the Houston Apartment Association has continued to stay strong in our membership during that period, which speaks to the importance of what the association offers for its members. And within the association, there's different member categories. We have owner management companies, we have independent owners, and John's very involved in the independent owners group. We have supplemental owners. Those may be owners that don't have any units, but they have a third-party management company, but they manage communities that have, and they want that direct connection with the apartment association. And then the last and very important part are our supplier members. Those are associate members, sponsor members, and patrons, and each of those have different levels of involvement and commitment to the association. And really, our members not only provide education, but our numbers provide us strength, and it gives us what we need to continue to grow our industry. Now, I mentioned at the beginning how these 3,200 properties are in the greater Houston area. We reach out within a 12-county radius for the Houston Apartment Association. So if you're in any one of the 12 counties that is highlighted on this map, we represent you. Now you'll notice that Galveston, for example, they have their own apartment association, but other than that, we provide goods and services and resources to 12 counties within the area. Now, John had already talked about the fact that we have 3 memberships and 1, but let's go into what our leadership is at the Apartment Association. John covered that in a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, you know what, when
go
you join the Houston Apartment Association, and one of the things for everybody on this call is that you probably already are a member through your company. Meaning, if your property is a member of the Houston Apartment Association, then you as an employee and as a team member are also a member of the Houston Apartment Association. It gets even better though, because by your membership at Houston Apartment Association also includes the dues and automatic membership with the Texas Apartment Association and the National Apartment Association. So when your property or your management company joins it, they will pay dues directly to the Houston Apartment Association, and with that comes the membership in TAA and NAA.
Correct. And when you look at the leadership of your local organization, let's look at 2 different categories. We'll look at the board of directors, and this is our executive committee. We have John Boriak, who is this year's president, Christy Rodriguez, who is president-elect, Stephanie Graves, who's the secretary treasurer, and then we have 5 vice presidents at large, and you see their pictures and titles on the page. This is on the website and also on the monthly magazine. And you know, look at what's happened the last couple of years with the pandemic. This group, this executive committee and the leaders of HAA, through their volunteer efforts, have done an excellent job of really helping us navigate through these uncharted waters of the pandemic. And really, we can't thank them enough for all the time and effort they've put in to make sure that our interests as property owners and as suppliers of housing remain at the forefront. Now, in addition to the board of directors, and you'll see there's a list of the board of directors and directors emeritus, which John and I are both directors emeritus, we have a very large board of volunteers that helps drive the association. We couldn't do what we do without the 16 staff members that work full-time for the Houston Apartment Association. And this is a list of each of the people on the staff and what they do. Again, this is also available on the website. So anytime you're looking to speak to somebody at the association, you can go to the website and it will help direct you to who you need to speak to that can help you. John, you want to talk about advocacy?
Yeah, so advocacy is really about protecting the interest of apartment owners at various levels of government. And so we just saw the staff page. 2 people in particular on that page is Andy Tees and Lauren Turner. Their job is to represent and protect our industry, whether it's down at City Hall in the city of Houston, whether it's Pearland, Montgomery County, Sugar Land, all those areas within the service area. Most of what the local lobbyists, Andy, whether it's or at the state level, David Mintz and Chris Newton, or at the national level, which is Greg Brown and Bob Pinniger, their whole job and focus is to protect our industry from bad things happening, or if bad laws are coming our direction, then we need, then they stop it. The great news and efficiency of this group of people is that they do their best work before bad things happen, and you never hear about it, where they prevent that. One of the ways that they accomplish this is through our political action committees, the PAC. And so the political action committee, you can join as an individual. Company contributions are not allowed due to federal election law. And so I would encourage you to learn more about becoming involved as an advocate. I can tell you that while, Andy, David, and Greg do a great job of representing our industry, there is nothing like a property owner sitting across the table from an elected representative saying, I own property in your district, and this is how that law is going to impact me. And so it takes money to get to get our positions across. We support people that support our line of thinking. We do make political contributions, but we also need you to be involved personally and come to the to the lunches that are very educational, and do the visit the Capitol in Texas, as well as the NAA Capital Conference. So learn how to get involved, become an advocate. As you can see here on the screen, this is how the Houston Apartment Association represents our owners and some of their accomplishments. I mean, if you look on the $100 million saved on fees for fire alarms, this was a hard-fought battle that Andy, with his contacts down at City Hall. I know Stacy Hunt with Graystar was very involved in this process as well. And this is a perfect example of a situation that could have dramatically impacted each and every one of us as owners that never came to be because of the advocacy of the association and us collectively as owners. So let's talk about, so let's talk a little bit about, political action. Kathy had referenced earlier, since the pandemic, things have changed, and it changed very rapidly. With Andy's involvement at City Hall, now Casey's, involvement and knowledge of City Hall, we, the Apartment Association and ownership, are asked in advance of, to contribute to, things that are going on in the city. One in particular that I'm aware of, I know John Boriak, our current president, was a part of the Eviction Prevention and Housing Stability Task Force. And, and he, my personal opinion is that was a group that was really dead set on nobody should be evicted. Everybody stays in their home, however long it takes, and the owners, just need to live with it. John was a voice of reason on that committee and brought up things like, property owners, if they don't collect the rent, then it creates problems because they can't maintain the property. They can't pay taxes. They can't do, they can't pay the utilities and all those different things. And so being represented on that task force was was incredible because John, as a property owner, and Andy, as the HAA representative, were able to tell people the downside to eviction moratoriums, people not paying rent, and the impact. And so I believe that a lot of the recommendations that came out of this task force were better for us because of John and Andy's involvement in education of the other task force members. Being active politically also involves the granting interviews. I know that the HAA team fields requests frequently, and they coordinate, usually with executive committee members, of putting on having someone come on and explain the property ownership or property management side of an issue. And that is extremely important to have those relationships, whether it's with the news, whether it's with our elected officials at all the different levels. Andy and Lauren do a fantastic job of developing those relationships. The other things that we've seen, one other thing on that is, it's been Andy and Lauren in particular at the local level. One of the ways that they develop these relationships is through political contributions. And the way that we do that is through our PAC, Political Action Committee. And so we have various levels of PAC contributions. Again, like I said earlier, it has to be your personal donation. That's due to federal election laws. But it starts at $100, for a non-voting member, up to a steering committee member at $1,500. I would recommend anybody in a contributor to the PAC. It protects your job, and that's the bottom line. It protects the ability for
John, I think,
your
John,
owner and property management company to continue to do the things that they do.
Right. We're not getting John's video right now.
Yep.
John was determined he was going to do this, and he was on vacation and had to
Did you
drive
lose me?
around. Yeah, I can hear you now, but he had to drive around to town and to find enough bars to even be able to get on the call. So if we lose him throughout this a little bit, we still have the audio on you, John. So we'll keep going, but just wanted to let everybody know that that's not your home office.
Gotcha.
Let's look at professional development. There's a lot of different courses that the Apartment Association offers. Education courses with opportunities for professional development. We have several credential courses for like CALP that used to be NALP, also CAM, CAPS, CAMT, IROP, and CAS. We have an Avenues training courses throughout the year, and that's a subscription-based program that allows unlimited attendance to courses for maintenance managers, for leadership, and for marketing throughout the year. So whether you work for an individual owner, a small management company, or a large organization, the Avenues training courses are really a great cost-effective way to add development opportunities for your employees. Other training that the Apartment Association has includes Leasing 101, fair housing training. We train technology, certified pool operators, and more. Now, some of you may say, well, I'd like to get my certification, but I don't have the money to pay for it, and my company may not reimburse me. Well, grants are available so you can earn your credentials. All you have to do is go onto our HAA website, download an application, and then you can submit that to be considered for a grant request. And I highly recommend that you do that, because I've known numerous people over the years that have really taken advantage of that benefit. Also, we have an education conference. It's held annually, normally with over 2,000 attendees. I'm very excited because this year is the first year we're back in person again. And with that, we have combined both education and motivational sessions in the morning, a networking luncheon, and then a free expo and we normally have over 250 visitors. Kellen, when is that this year?
It is Wednesday, September 22nd.
And it's at the NRG, correct?
Correct.
Everybody mark that on the calendar, because it'll be one of our first opportunities to really be able to see everybody again. And John, why don't you talk to them about some of the other things that we look at. Is that mine or is that John's?
That's you.
Yeah, almost got out of it, John. We also, because of the pandemic, as you know, we've had to go virtual with a lot of things, and I've been really impressed with the way that the association and its members have pivoted to be able to make sure that they don't miss opportunities to learn and develop and to get information. If you go on our YouTube channel or get notices when these different videos are being done online, you can see the legal lowdown from Howard Book staff that has some really great current information that you would need to know. There's an expert exchange, real questions, expert answers. That is every Tuesday at noon. And so our YouTube channel, if you is the youtube.com/user/HAA-TV. Make sure you go in there and use those to get the most benefits out of your membership. Now it's you, John.
Yep. So I turned my camera off. I'm sure the audience is grateful for that. Hopefully that will give me enough bandwidth to so you can at least hear me. And so I want to talk about a couple of the programs that we have that are facilitated through the association. The first one is the Click and Lease. You know, the TAA lease agreement is the gold standard of leases. And if you must be a member in order to purchase these leases, and you purchase them through HAA. And it's the, you know, for you guys that have been in eviction court, having the TAA lease is an advantage. Most of the JPs are familiar with the, with the TAA lease. They get a copy of the Red Book, which I'll talk about here a couple of slides down. And if you've ever been in court when somebody has their own lease and the judge is trying to figure out where on page 6 it actually says they can be evicted, it aggravates the judges. So I'm a big proponent of the Click and Lease program and the TAA leases. Another great program, and this is very unique to the Houston Apartment Association, is RCR, Rental Credit Reporting. And this started out as a, kind of as a credit agency for apartment owners. The one advantage, and even today as it's evolved, the one advantage that RCR has over any other service is that if you have a resident that is in the process of skipping or moving out or owes you rent, you can proactively put that on RCR, and people then, so that, and if you're a RCR customer, you can then pick up on when people are moving out before their lease is up. Most of the other tenant screening modules that we all use are historical, meaning it came after the fact. It came, a month after the eviction was filed. RCR is the one thing that lets you get it up front. The ACES program, this is really a network opportunity for property supervisors, district managers, and higher. They have quarterly luncheons. If you fit that description in your professional career, I highly encourage you to attend this one of these quarterly luncheons. Last one is the Blue Star Safety Program. This is in conjunction with the Houston Police Department, and it's a series of inspections and best practices to make to make your property as safe as possible. It's very educational. It's pretty strenuous to achieve the Blue Star certification. Properties that I have had that have achieved that, at the end of it, staff was extremely proud because it does take effort. Kathy, you want to talk about some of the next few other programs we offer?
Yes, about our outreach. We offer meetings, education, and network opportunities, not just to our core members within Houston proper, but also to the 12 different counties that we also serve. And we have online resources available for each of those counties. I'm going to ask Kaylin if she can switch over and show us the website, if she'll share that with us, so she can show you exactly where you need to go to look for information related to your county. So she's got the website up now, and she'll go to counties we cover under outreach. And as you go down, you can see a list of the outreach meetings that are scheduled for your area, educational outreach offerings, and there's normally not an error.
I was saying it might have been me.
Sorry about that.
That's true.
We'll get that fixed right away.
Okie dokie. It's a good way to find it.
Right?
But this is where you'll come in, and depending on your county, you'll be able to find information relating to your specific county. Another program that we offer. Oh, did you want to show something else?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just clicking around.
Okay, thank you. Then we have our awards program. We have an honors awards program that's held annually for individuals and also for property recognition for outstanding service and products. We have 140 under 40. It's an award held every 4 years to recognize our up and coming young professionals in the industry. Several years ago, we also started a group called HAA Next. Within our board of directors, we were very focused on making sure that we were growing new and future leaders. And this group has really come together and put together education and networking opportunities for members 39 and under in our industry. They meet for breakfast and happy hours, and they also have events that really kind of bring a lot of different groups of people together. So if you're 39 or younger, I'd really check this out. Another one that we have is our business exchange. It's an annual speed networking reverse trade show where management members have a table. Last year and this year it was a virtual table online, but had a table, and suppliers are able to get face-to-face time with the management members and present their company and services. And I participated in this program when I was in full-time property management for years. And every time I walked away, I had a list of new products and services and people that I could contact to help me do my business better. So the business exchange is also extremely valuable to the owner members.
And Kathy, I just want to jump in. For our young professionals, our next group, we actually have taken away the age limit. So now it's for if you identify yourself as a HAA Next member and as an up and coming member as a young professional, then we invite you to come to those events. So there's no longer an age limit. We will not card you. We will not turn you away. So
John, I think you and I need to crash the next meeting.
I think
Absolutely. I identify as 39.
Exactly. I've never gotten past that. You're as young as you feel. So that's great. No, I'm glad you clarified that, Kayla. We'll make sure we update the slide.
yes, I'll update it on the slide.
You want to talk about our resources, John?
Yes, ma'am. So, I'd mentioned earlier a little bit about the Red Book. The Red Book is a great resource that ties back to the lease agreement. It explains each paragraph of the lease agreement and various laws in the state of Texas that affects us as owners and managers. The cost of the Red Book is $109. Make sure you have the latest version of the Red Book. And this is it's an invaluable resource and education opportunity that really goes into detail about the lease agreement, and the laws behind the lease agreement, the actual why we do the things we do. We also offer through the website multiple county access to online resources, the appraisal district, the JPs, permits, all those different things. I'd encourage you to go to the website and kind of just poke around in there. You'd be amazed at the information that you can access through the website. Resident Relation Committee. I think HAA is like the only or one of very few associations in the country that actually has a resident relations committee, and this helps resolve resident complaints. It's a tribunal where if a resident complains they didn't get their deposit back, they didn't like what was deducted, then these volunteer members that are on the committee will take a look at it. They'll reach out to the property and request information, and then they'll say, hey, based on the lease agreement, you either owe this person the money or you don't, and they'll do that. If you are on site and receive a request for information because one of your residents or past residents has filed a complaint, please cooperate with them. It's really for the good of all of us to make sure that we are conducting business appropriately. Last item that I have on this one is, if you're looking for a place to have an event for your group or organization, there's room at HAA that is available to rent. One is the big room where we have our board meetings, a lot of educational things go on, the bigger room. The one that I really love is the computer lab, where they have 30 computers so that everybody can be working on a computer. That's great for budget meetings, technology training, and those types of things. So while there is an additional fee associated with that, take advantage of that piece of your membership.
And the building rentals, John, and the Apartment Association, since we've been able to do face-to-face again, has continued to follow CDC guidelines and distancing guidelines for everything that they've had, including people that rent the different rooms, so that they make sure that the capacity is appropriate and things like that. Let's look at the HAA publications. So part of what your membership pays for are 3 of the publications: the Abode magazine, and on property and at management offices, you should receive that on a monthly basis. It's the Abode magazine, and it has great articles and references and information. It also highlights what events we've had, and a lot of times you go and either see your picture or a picture of somebody that in an event. And I do suggest that if you're not getting it and you feel like you should be, call HAA. But when you get it, make sure you go through and highlight some things that because I think everybody would find some good information that they could use. The second is the Directory and Buyer's Guide. Every year when I was in full-time property management, when I would get the Directors and Buyer's Guide, I would make sure I had my own copy and that it never disappeared because I used it extensively. We still have the print copy of the Directory and Buyer's Guide, but what's great now is we have an online version, and you'll see it because Kaylin's just put it up, and it's HAABuyersGuide.com. You can go into there and you can search the members by category or by the company name. The coolest thing about this is, and I learned when I first started doing this quarterly meeting, so even now I'm still learning new information. Let's say that you need a general contractor because you're bidding an exterior paint job. So you can go into contractors, and let's say you want Camp to give a bid, Crestmark to give a bid, FSI and Gemstar. So you check those, and then what you can send all four, they will receive individual emails letting them know that you are, what your name, what your company name is. You give them your information, your email and your phone number, letting them know I'm looking to paint, I have a 250 unit property. I have 10 buildings, need a bid on exterior paint. Can you please contact me on or before next Monday at 5 o'clock? And you send out one request, and the same request goes to everybody. And to me, that is a great way to help manage your time more effectively. And HAA has given us this tool through the Directory and Buyer's Guide. So I really suggest that you bookmark this, HAABuyersGuide.com, on your computer so that you always have ready access to it. The third publication I want to talk about is compensation survey. We do it biannually, and it can be downloaded for free to our members. This gives you average salaries and compensation packages that are customary specifically for our area. You don't need login access, and the 2021 version will be available in mid-August. So just make a note to go in and look for that so you can download it, because it really helps when you're trying to make hiring and retention decisions to have up-to-date information on salary and benefit ranges. Now let's look at our net. I've got my page numbers all mixed up on my copy. Website features, we have HAAonline.org. You can log in there. Now, Kaylin, if they don't have a login, everybody that is on a property or at a corporate level that is a member of HAA can have their own login to HAA. So what you need to do is on the sign in, if they don't have a sign in, can they ask for their?
They can email right here. It says webreg@haaonline.org. So you can email that. You can email any of one of the staff directly, and we can get you set up. If you think that you might have a username and just maybe don't remember your password, you can do the forgot username or the forgot password. And it's, let's say that you know your username, but you don't know your password. You could do the forgot password. What you'll do is once you do that, enter your username if you know it. If not, enter your email address, and then we will send you a link to follow to reset your username or reset your password.
Right. You want to show them like some of the COVID related resources. There's all these are updated on a regular basis, what type of webinars we've had related to it, resources management to provide to renters, other industry resources. So as this information comes available, HAA makes sure that they provide the links to its members on the website. So anytime you have a question or you're looking for additional information, make sure you bookmark the HAA online website as one of the resources that you use to help you in your day-to-day business, because it is beneficial. Thank you, Kaylin. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Now we also have the HAA. Oops, I'm sorry. Go go back. Did I cover everything? Oh, you can, okay, just a couple more things that you can do online. You can register for events. You can download and pay your invoices directly online. There's a job board if you have positions that you're hiring for that you can post, or if you're looking for a job. There's also, let's say your property sells or changes management companies. You don't have to call HAA. You can actually do that online. And there is an online chat feature too. Okay, there we go. Now I'm done. John, you want to talk about our social media since that's your thing?
Yes. Now that I'm invited and I qualify for next HAA Next, I'm now qualified to talk about social media. So
If you say so.
you know the team at HAA does a great job of keeping the organization out there in the various social media mediums. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn. There is a Facebook page called Houston Apartment Association in the news. Look for that, as well as the YouTube channel is HAA TV, and look for that one. Again, regardless of how you as individuals wish to receive news about our industry and updates, there is a way that HAA presents these presents this information in so many different formats and platforms. I'm sure there's going to be one there for you.
Agreed.
The other thing, the other part about being a member of the association, it's, when you surround yourself with like-minded people, we tend to do better. We learn better, we function better. And so the Houston Apartment Association offers many opportunities to network and team building. Some upcoming events that we have is Top Golf is July 29th. Is that a PAC fundraiser, Kaylin, the Top Golf?
It is.
Great. So, the other ways, other than your individual contributions to the PAC, you can also give to the PAC and go to an event and have fun, like Top Golf. And that's coming up on July 29th. It's a good way to meet people. It's a good way to hang out with people. The Hall of Fame luncheon honoring Beth Van Winkle, very close friend of mine, very close friend of Kathy's. She is being inducted into the Hall of Fame on August 12th. It is a great event. Hopefully you can attend that. Kaylin mentioned earlier the Education Conference and Expo coming up September 22nd. There's a golf tournament, again, benefiting the PAC on October 4th. Chili Fest and golf aren't on the same day, are they?
They are not.
Okay.
Let me clarify the.
So Chili Fest is usually a little bit later than October 1st. So I'm going to guess golf tournament's October 1st. Chili Fest is a little bit later in the year. And then the honors awards that Kathy mentioned earlier and recognitions is going to be on November 11th this year. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to attend events in person, meet other people, and build your personal network.
And if you didn't get to write down all of the dates that John gave, because I know everybody's excited about seeing people face to face again, that information can be found on HAA online on their calendar. So also you can look there.
And I'll share the event screen. If you just click on the word events, we actually have a list of all of the events that are coming up. And just to clarify, our Chili Fest is on October 23rd. Sorry about that, mistype.
That's okay. We're just not used to having anything in person, so the date's kind of a fuzzy. So we've told you about all the great things that You get being a member of the Houston Apartment Association and the resources and the opportunity. Well, what's your next step? Well, hopefully it's to get involved. Join a committee. You know, it includes, when you join a committee, a lot of times it includes a commitment to attend meetings, events, and activities. But it's a great way to build your network and to build and develop resources through an association that works every day for you. Community outreach is a great committee. I chaired it for several years. I've been involved in it for years. And that group's responsible for developing and coordinating new and existing community service events and projects. We run the All-Star Sports Challenge, an annual food drive that benefits Houston Food Bank and the Pet Rescue Bank. And that's a large committee, and we don't put a cap on the number of people in that committee. And that's a great way to get started in the association and really give back at the same time. Also, there's special clubs and projects. You can belong to the Go-Getters Committee and help recruit new members, write an article for the Abode. I think last year I wrote 3 articles for the Abode. Also join the PAC committee, and we talked about the fees that are very worthwhile to join that committee. But the biggest thing is to get involved.
Great. You know, one of the outside of owner managers, the big part, you know, our biggest partners are our suppliers. And not only do they keep our properties running by the services that they offer, the goods that they deliver, they're also a huge financial contributor to our organization. And so, you know, they give the supplier companies provide about $1.5 million of revenue to the association in, you know, and this is above and beyond the membership dues that they pay. This is that they contribute to sponsorships, advertising, PAC contributions, all those different things. And keep in mind, the more that, or, you know, the monies that our supplier partners contribute to the association is less money that we as owner members need to pay. And so with that in mind, make sure that the vendors that you use are members. Make sure that we are using the people that help contribute to our success. If you have, you know, member vendors that reach out to you at the property level, or, you know, call you, take a few minutes if you can to chat with them about what it is that they are offering. A couple of other things just so that you're aware of, the supplier partners have their own leadership committee. It's called the Product Service Council. You'll hear it referred to as the PSC. And they do a great job of making sure that the supplier, you know, that the supplier partners are in line with the owner members, that it's being, you know, efficient. And as well as the PSC teaches new supplier partners on, you know, in a similar fashion to this event, you know, the best ways and the most efficient ways to get value out of their, you know, out of their membership. So I always make it a point to thank our supplier partners. They are an integral piece of the success at HAA.
Agreed. Very well said, John. So now we're at the end, and if anybody has any questions, is there anything in the chat or?
Not that I see. Couple more seconds.
I guess that means we did our job.
I think so.
We want to give away some prizes?
Yeah, let's give away some prizes.
Okay.
All right, our first question. So what we can do, guys, is the first person to answer correctly in the chat box will win a copy of Kathy's book, Speak It in Spanish, and a Starbucks gift card. So our first question, What company was our sponsor today?
Come on, y'all.
Waiting for the correct answer. Come on, everyone loves Starbucks. Someone said they don't remember. Okay. Nope, nope. Oh, Sebastian Long. Perfect. Okay, let's go to our next.
Congratulations.
Texas Southwest Floors.
So we have a winner.
Yes. All right, how many counties does HAA cover? Sebastian Long again. You are on fire. All right, and our last question. What is the website address for the HAA Online Buyer's Guide?
John, are you trying to answer?
Oh, Gabby Hernandez, you got it.
All right, congratulations.
Well, Kathy, John, thank y'all so much for being here and staying relevant. And if anyone has any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out, and we hope to see you in person sometime soon.
Great. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you, John. I really do appreciate your help. And now you're back on vacation again.
For a while. Yep.
Enjoy your 2 bars.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.